Nice. Hey, nambuzat. Nambuzat YouTube. Nambuzat YouTube. Ine good quality yakada here. Right. I know I'm doing live on YouTube. Probably for the second time. What I'm going to talk about is the appointment of opposition members into strategic positions by ZANU-PF. This is what I'm going to talk of. Clint, how are you? This is what I'm going to discuss today. I know I don't have enough audience, so let me say gaga. So what I'm going to discuss about is the appointment of MDC people into strategic positions of the government by ZANU-PF. Some people are saying Vakatengba, this and that. But I've got a different view, ladies and gentlemen. I've got a different view that I need to share with you here. Hi, Ruby.
Hi, Dad.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good girl. Good.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Ruby.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. That's Ruby, my daughter. Thank you so much. These are some of the kids which were claimed they were taken by social service, abused, this and that. You saw them, very happy family. I've got a happy family. But let me go into business, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting your time. I am talking about appointment of MDC people into strategic positions by ZANU-PF. I've got a different view from people who are saying I am a hure, I've got a totally different view on that matter. Because first of all, is E.D. Mnangagwa worked with these people for quite some time. These people, they joined the politics and they saw Mnangagwa already in politics. So they also saw Mnangagwa already in senior positions of the government. He had assumed various senior positions in the government. At one time was Minister of State, responsible for the operations of Central Intelligence Organization. At the other time, he was a Minister of Justice, and he held a lot of ministries before he rigged himself up into the presidium as the president of Zimbabwe, which we all dispute, concerning that the gentleman is not all that wise enough to assume the role he gave himself or rigged himself into as the president of Zimbabwe. So my views are that it's an issue of capability that is taking center stage here. It's not the issue with Vakatengwa Kadangari infiltrators. Now ZANU-PF has come to realize that the crop they used to go around with, claiming that this is minister of so and so, this is ambassador to such a country, and so forth. That crop of people has gotten lacks, or that crop of people lacks capability. They cannot represent a country. This is why you see the government of national unity gave an insight into what MDC hold in regard to human resources. The only part in Zimbabwe that has got capable people, you do not doubt their capability, is MDC. This is why you see the likes of Majome were appointed there, the likes of Obet Gutu, the likes of James Mardad, Trudy Stevenson, coming to the recent appointment of Priscilla Msahera, we've got Hilda Mafudze in Malawi. These were senior MDC members who were appointed into strategic positions because of capability, not because of any connections or because of what. But Mnangagwa has come to realize now that the people in ZANU-PF, 𝗂𝘂𝗲𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃, they cannot sustain economy. They cannot sustain a government. They cannot be representative of a government. This is why you see now Mnangagwa is acting like CEO of Zimbabwe. He is acting, he is looking widely for capable people who can withstand any heat as compared to Varakash. Varakash, these are empty vessels that just make noise for nothing. You understand? Comes to the issue of governance, Varakash are not even considered. They are not even considered because Mnangagwa saw that these people, you can only use them. You can utilize them when you need them to go and attack other Zimbabweans, not to say they are supposed to be not supposed to say they are supposed to be in strategic positions to drive Zimbabwe forward. So this is the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Some people were arguing that, some people were arguing that Mnangagwa himself occupy a position that he doesn't know his duties anyway. He doesn't know the impact of the office that he occupies. He doesn't know his duties as president of Zimbabwe. This is why you see in most cases, Mnangagwa is everywhere. When it comes to opening of mortuaries, you find Emmerson Mnangagwa. When it comes to opening of or commissioning of a curve of a road, if you look at A1 road that we call Lomagund Road, it's a wider road. It's a road that comes from Harare, goes to Chirundu. And towards Zambezi escapement, they just maintained a small cave, the whole road. And they had to invite Mnangagwa to go and officiate on the opening on the opening of that section of the road. Things that can be done by a councillor from that area, things that can be done by a governor, or things that can be done by Minister of Transport. Otherwise, to take Minister of Transport to go and commission a curve of the road, it will be sort of like an insult to the office that the minister holds. But surprisingly, in Zimbabwe, it is done by the president of a nation, who is supposed to delegate a minister to go and see whether that portion of the road was and officially say, oh, that's fine, we are here, it has been done like that. But they go to commission that. The same president of Zimbabwe we are talking about, he goes to commission buses. When they come 20 buses, he goes there commission. When 50 buses come, he goes there commission. We are talking of buses that are going to service routes probably in Harare or in another place. Imagine, president of a nation. I'm looking at comparing Zimbabwe and the United Kingdom as a former colony of the UK, and comparing how many buses ply the routes in a small town like Middlesbrough, where every 15 minutes you get a bus to your destination. So I'm just counting how many buses ply Middlesbrough routes as compared to buses that are required in Harare. Because the buses that are in Middlesbrough, they are far, far more than the buses that ply Harare alone. Middlesbrough is a very small town, very small town. If you are in Zimbabwe, the towns like let me say, not Karoi, probably Karoi. This is like Middlesbrough. The whole of Karoi or the whole of Middlesbrough compared to Karoi, they've got more buses than the buses that are being commissioned by 𝗖𝗽𝗯𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶 Mnangagwa. So sometimes it shows that the responsibility ZANU-PF gave to Emmerson Mnangagwa is too high for his capability. So the issue here is about capability, not about Mnangagwa. Because as we all know, that since 2017 up to now, we have witnessed a lot of different scenarios that you wonder that this is a president of a country. So when it comes to capability, we look into MDC. This is where the cream of the country reside. This is where even ZANU-PF is outsourcing for people who really know what they do in regard to governance. Varakashi, they are there. They are never considered for those positions. Never. If you see ED considering Murakashi, it's probably sending him to do a rally in Rushinga, sending Murakashi to do a rally in Izaka. You will never see Murakashi being deployed in such diplomatic positions where dignity takes center stage. Saka muri kuona Varakashi vakati vavava machinja ari kungotora chimuta achienda nawo. The whole of ZANU-PF now is held by the MDC. So those are zvatagara tichitaura tikati chinhu chinonzi cream. If we are considering the running of a country, MDC has got cream. Ndosaka tiri kutaura kuti register to vote. You have never seen wonders happening in Zimbabwe. The MDC is awaiting is awaiting to show you what they're gonna do. Someone was talking about Marara Muharare. Someone was saying MDC has been running the councils for 21 years. I said to that person, I don't think you really understand the politics of Harare City Council and the politics of the government. Because Harare City Council cannot survive without a government. It is not a government. Harare City Council is not a government. It is sort of like a parastate. Can we say a parastatal? Because it operates under the guidance of a government. So MDC, when they are voted as councillors into council, they are just to check, to try and avoid corruption that had crippled Harare, which led Hararians or the people of Harare to say, enough is enough. We don't want councillors from ZANU-PF. They saw quite a lot happening. The likes of Ignatius Chombo, half of Harare is owned by Ignatius Chombo, because Yana Solomon Tavengwa, who were executive mayors of Harare, they allowed Vana Philip Chiangwa to almost own a quarter of Harare. Stands, farms, everything. They went to Chiangwa. Today, there are a lot of people who are homeless in Zimbabwe who could have been allocated stands in areas where Chiwenga or what is called Chiangwa used to go and say, this whole place is mine. He goes to council, he bribed the mayor, he get that place for irrelevant price. So you look at areas like Borodale, Kokuti Mana Mkwasha wa Mugabe got a stand there for 2,300. Akapuwa 20 hectares. Saka that corruption alone, it made the Zimbabweans conclude that no matter what, ZANU-PF will never win a councillor or a member of parliament in Harare. And that still stands. That still stands. Saka tiri kutaura about appointments of MDC people into strategic government positions by E.D. Mnangagwa. Varakashi varipo variti. But when it comes to eating, Murakashi anopuwa $10. Vana Priscilla Msairambo vanzi maambassador. Vane ma privileges ese. Akasvika kwaari kuenda kuSweden, akaona motikari dzaanoda anongotenga achikwidza ndege achishipa. She doesn't pay any duty for those because that's her privilege. So she's gonna make more money than what she was doing as a member of parliament. Varakashi vakarara. Do you know what ZANU-PF, today's ZANU-PF, because they drove away G40. G40 ndoyanga ine vanhu vakaenda kuchikoro, kwakune madoctors, kwakune chii ku-G40, ma-professors. So when they drove away G40, which had the youngest crop of ministers, the likes of Mzembe, vafana vana Sevius Kasukwere, tikanatemba taimbonyang'anyawo imomo muZANU-PF yatiri kutaura iyoyo, but they were driven away, vachiunza vamwe vanhu vasina nebasa rese, ezvo zvikwana nachina Masa, vana Matemandada, vana Chihiya. So you look at the crop of the G40, you look at the crop of the Lacoste. The Lacoste is comprised of antique. Ona vanhu vaya vanoti akafamba anoti hanzi ndosvika kukwidza mukwidza kana kutaura ndozofa. Vanhu vapera basa vaya who are supposed to be pensioners vakagara kumusha vachirima mapurazi avo vachiita mari. Those are the people who comprise Lacoste. And if you compare them with the G40, generation yevanhu vari 40 and below, or around 40, plus or minus 40, and no generation yanga ine vanhu vanga vane capability yevanhu vakaenda kuchikoro. Ndo vafana vakadzingwa neLacoste achisara nezvimadhara. Saka when it comes to capability to look into people who are capable of driving government policies, Mnangagwa is left out without option but to pick from the opposition. This is why you see news going around. Maybe 2022 kunogona kuitwa government of national unit. They are planning to rope in President Nelson Chamisa. Chamisa must come because he has got significant number of voters. You can never ignore Chamisa when it comes to governance, because the figure that ED claimed to have won the election, the figure is not significant. It's not significant at all. If you see that figure in terms of probability, then it could be about 0.002% that he claimed to have won. Considering all the rigging, considering all the shenanigans that ZANU-PF does, it shows that Mnangagwa lost that election dismally. This is why you see the country is not moving forward. The country is stagnant. This is why you see Mnangagwa just go in front of television without a clue, start telling Zimbabweans and the world, and including SADC, that we have got the strongest currency in terms of RTGS in our region. Now, if you ask him, he has got no answer. What went wrong to the strongest currency in our region? So this reflects the caliber of ZANU-PF people who claim to be running Zimbabwe at the moment. Zimbabwe is not going anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Hear it from me. Zimbabwe is not going anywhere. Zimbabwe's economy is stagnant. This is why you see $1 billion US dollars that a windfall from IMF, which I listened to Honorable Tendai Biti saying, no, it's not about good governance, but it's about the world pandemic that struck all the nations. As a result, nations were left poor. and IMF ine mari dzacho dzekuti kana paitika madisaster akadaro dzinokukashonai, dzinokupai for free, you don't have to pay back. You understand? Ivo manje vari vasimba vachiti tagona kutonga. Haisi Zimbabwe chete yakapiwa, otherwise Zimbabwe yakatopiwa mari shoma than what it was supposed to get. But the issue is kune krimu ndekupi kwekuti when voters need to decide if edi Mnangagwa can outsource from MDC to strengthen his policies, then the people of Zimbabwe must be clear now that the only capable people to run Zimbabwe effectively comes from the MDC. This is one indication that you guys must see. Andimona varakashi mambozviona here, hanzi mazviona here varakashi patino hanzi pavanotungiswa isusu, varakashi vanenge vachitungiswa isusu, endai muno varakasha ikoko, endai munoita se kana paakuda kudyiwa kupuwe murakashi. Andimona pauda kudyiwa kupuwe murakashi, varakashi vari kuzviona kuti chinhu chaenda neopposition. Patinenge chitaura kuti chamisa munenge muchiti tiri wronga, but chitarisai even ed Mnangagwa chaiye is looking into MDC to outsource skills, training and capability. And muriona varakashi vakati vana Priscilla vakutoluma, vana Hilda Mafudze variko vakanyarara vari zii vari muMalawi vari kuluma, vana Maridadi vari zii vari kuluma. And a lot of senior MDC officials were given these positions. Varakashi vakati vavava. So it's another sign of admitting by Emmerson Mnangagwa that he doesn't have the quality of people who can run a government.
Sorry, I just need to get some.
So that is the irony of the whole scenario, ladies and gentlemen, that Mnangagwa is admitting now that he doesn't have the quality or quality people to drive the government policies forward. And what does a president do when things comes to that extent? He has to outsource. Mugabe akashandisa inzi ma-technocrats. Mugabe used to employ ma-technocrats. Kana vari doctor ve-agriculture vaibva vanzi vamade uyai apa. Kana vari doctor ve-finance, kana kuti vari professor kwaibva kwanzi vakuruneri uyai pano. Kana zvazvekuda kuziva kuti zveutano kwaibva kwanzi doctor parirenyatwa uyai pano. Because Mugabe saw capability in education and appointed technocrats, people who are qualified for the position that they were holding. And to Mugabe, I think it worked to him. Unfortunately, he has got to be exhumed and reburied at a place where he said munhu wese akaenda kuhondo must be reburied. I've got nini zvangu rikaintaura nchiti ana tsitsi nechitunha chaMugabe kana kuti chazobviswa chaiswa kupi, dai vatopisa vangotora ari madota unoisa pairoziyeka pacho, otherwise chipoko chake chingatotadze kunetsa. Andinimaona saka here goes Mbarakashi, chinhu chaenda neopposition. Priscilla akutorongedza akuenda kuSweden. Imi munyingoti noise isina basa. Andimona noise niti vanhu Varakashi haina basa, vanenge dzichingova nyanga dzekuda kuzotunga isusu. When it comes to eating, they are not recognized. Because mukandaura kuti vafana vana hwenje, tiri musango hwenje, vafana vangatadza here kuita maambasada. Ngatarira nechokwadi, ladies and gentlemen, Priscilla haana kuenda kuchikoro ko, kana akadzidzei zvekuti angatonzi Priscilla ane ma-qualifications anodiwa kuita ambassador. Andimona, but ane ka-capability kekuti munhu ane noise. Andimona ndakachiseka ndikati nhasi ndakubatai palive. Thanks teacher. Ndauya pa-YouTube today. I think from now onwards, going forward, I am no longer going to do live streaming on Facebook. No, I'm stopping live streaming on Facebook. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stream all live sessions using YouTube. That will be much better than Facebook. Facebook, unoblockera unzi wataura kuti Museveni must be assassinated. These are comments, because no one is going to assassinate Museveni. But if you use words like assassination, terrorism, and so forth, Facebook, they don't understand our language. Those guys, they just block you for no apparent reason. I was blocked for almost a month. Ndataura kuti vanhu vakadasana Museveni ndonhu vanofana kuassassinatwa. Then I was blocked. Hanzi you that kuda account MDC to sponsor for 2030 election party iri kuda mari. Thank you so much. I am going to look into that. Vari kudiaspora. The problem in diaspora ndiye kuti trust yakunetsa. Vanhu vanopuwa mari ngatiite zvakati vanhu vodya. Saka panoda account definitely yekumeka sure kuti account iri kupinda mari for 2023 elections. Ndakambotaura last time ndikati ngaindivhure account yangu inini. Vanhu voisa mari dzavo tochengeta account yatogona kupa masolicitors matrustees votichengetera account iyoyo. Kana tada withdraw mari, we go through those solicitors tikumbirawo mari yakati, tonobhadhara ma-election agents mari yakati, tonoda zvakati mari ichibuda ichienda. So baba ndakataura anaomboona vanhu vakareza musoro. I think I got almost 2 to 3 people vakati were willing kana kusama £100 every month for that cause. Vanhu vakabva vanyarara. Saka neniwo zvakabva zvandibatawo kubasa, kuchikoro. Saka ndakabva ndangoti regai ndimbomhanya nezvechikoro at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, tagai vanhu. Kana pane vanokwanisa kutaga this video, mondisirawo pa Facebook page pangu, because I cannot post anything there, so that people know kuti tatama pa Facebook, takuita ma live ne YouTube. I think YouTube has got very good quality of pictures and so forth. Saka let's use or utilize YouTube than Facebook. Nai. Pakaipa wakomana, tunadi zvifambe guys, zviite tiende mberi nenyika. Mukatarisa Zambia they did it because vakabatana vakati ngatitei chinhu chimwe chete. Andimona andione chinotikonesa Zimbabweans to do it and win. Andimuri kunzwa. Saka zvakuda kuti varakashi honai chinhu chaenda nemachinja ichi. Priscilla Musairambwe, takuti Priscilla Musairambwe toti pfee. Tikati James Maridad toti pfee. Tikati Hilda Mafudze toti pfee. Tikati Trudy Stevenson toti pfee. Andimona vanhu vari kupuwa kudya. Varakashi vakati hanzi go to my family in US vanoda kuziva it's gone. Ma-comments eku YouTube anisanda ziva anofamba sei, but arikuti akapinda obva atiza. Hanzi Yuda panoda kugadzirwa movie The Escape yana Chidimo from Chikurubi. Have you ever thought about it? Yes, I did thought about it, but the problem ndeyekuti daida ndine mukana wekuti tinopinda muZimbabwe, we were going to write to the government use of Chikurubi maximum prison, then scenario yacho tobatsirana kuita setup kuti pana pakadai apakazodai vakazobuda nepapo, vana Chidhumo vakazodzika nepapo, mupana mazivisa angari mutawa yakati aive ne-FN rifle wakaita auto nyerese dzabuda akakanda pfuti pasi akatiza, vakauya vakapinda nepanapo maive nembo vakaridza pfuti dzikatiza. Kune vanhu vanga vari kuChikurubi farm prison vanga vakutoda kubuda nemagenga kwakaridzirwa pfuti, vese vakarara pasi kuti mabhanditi nemagadhi vanga vane zvipfuti zvingigwa, vane isetup yefilm raChidhumo nekuzobuda kwavakaita Chidhumo achidai, vana Musariri vachidai, Ngulu achisara achizokepshwa mujeri. Zvese izvozvo zvinenge iri scenario yatinenge tichita setup. Thank you so much for reminding me that it's a very good film rekuti rikanyatsoactwa baba rinonakidza firimu iroro nai. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we are witnessing in Zimbabwe. Ndakumbira kuti kana pane vanokwanisa kutora this link YouTube, paste it on my account or tag people on my account so that we have got audience this side. Tasiyana nezve live on Facebook, because Facebook has let us down. People are complaining, people are missing me. Facebook has let us down. and those people are not to talk of Masai's shows ezanu kuda kuti uraya MDC in raw host for 2023. It's not that, but it's about capability. It's about capability. ZANU-PF is no longer a political party with capable people. As I've mentioned that MDC, let's look back 2009, 2013, government of national unity, how life improved in 5 years. Hansi toda space pa Twitter, brother, I will do it one day. Because what I'm talking about, it's an issue of capability. It's not an issue kuti vadauraya musangano, because MDC avachakwanisi kuuraya. I want you guys to get me wrong or right. ZANU-PF will never destroy MDC. MDC alliance will never ever be destroyed by ZANU-PF. The reason, I'm going to tell you the reason why I believe that MDC will never be destroyed by ZANU-PF. MDC yekuparara ingada yakaparara pa 2000. When the party was launched, violence yataka witnessa pa 2000, from 2000 to 2008, pakaitika violence imwe yekuti nanhasi you are still shocked. Pakaurawa vanhu veMDC vakawanda, zvokuti nzvimbo dzaiurawa vanhu veMDC, vanhu veko ingada vachitaura kuti we are not going to participate in MDC politics because the violence that we saw, Tondera Indira was killed, Vambwanda was killed, Chokururama was killed, ukaenda kwana Taimomids was killed. So unofamba every region uchitora ukaenda kuMaundaru in Peve was killed. Ukaenda unongochiverenga vanhu vakaurawa neZANU-PF vekuti by now ingadai vanhu vakatoti zveMDC hatichabati vakasiyana nazvo. Saka from there, ladies and gentlemen, up to now, wega wakagara ipapo, think twice. Will ZANU-PF ever destroy MDC? Never. Vachangirai was killed. Mai Changirai was killed. Ndozvaifana kutyisa vanhu izvozvo. But the more ZANU-PF killed people, the more people joined the party. The more MDC became strong. And then Murugunzo. Saka musanyeperwe zvenyu kuti ZANU strategy yayo yekuapoenda vana Musairambo. Vakapoenda vana Trudy Stevenson. Yakadyiwa yakadaro ZANU. Achichi nozwa Priscilla, they are dead horses. This is why I'm saying, vana Priscilla, if you look at them, MDC, they were irrelevant people. Vanga vasina any political relevance. Kwatasa kugara kwake muparliament, kwakusiri kwokuwina, anga kungoapoindwa, nana Kupe and so forth. Saka you find kuti vanhu vakadaro, MDC vanga vapera relevance. But when you go to ZANU-PF, these are new brooms in ZANU-PF. And ZANU-PF expect them to sweep it clean. Saka you find kwavarika kuti vakawana chimukoko chavo chenyuchi kuZANU. But this is MDC, tatatovasvipa kudhara, tatatovaramba. Vana James Maridad, he lost the elections kumabvuku. Akadyiwa na Honorable James Chidakwa. So you find kuti those are people we call rejects in MDC. Ukatarisa vana Jesse Majome, akarohwa naJohana Mamombe. Comparing Jesse Majome and Joanna Mamombe, Joanna is like hands-on, and hands-on. Joanna Mamombe is practical. Akasiyana na Jesse Majome vana kuti igweta ichi, but we never saw what she network YouTube inenge chanetsa. Because it's saying reconnecting, ikundikata ku YouTube. I don't understand why YouTube will ikundikata like this for live. But it was ikaprova to be efficient, then let's gentlemen, tinge tachipura, tinge yango YouTube a day. And move on. So let's tag more people. Let's alert other listeners that Shepherd has moved from Facebook to YouTube. Facebook now, nenge nango post some articles, but I'm filming live on Facebook. I'm live. Pan, let's keep up good work, Ndara. Thank you so much. We need change. We definitely need change, and the change at the only comes with you and me. The strategy of change is very simple. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, that from today onwards, what we need to do as Zimbabweans, Let's sit as family members, family units. A family is very important. Marara tinounganidza vanhu vasina basa. If you see marara MDC, baba rinenge rakamanga ZANU-PF isati yamboita vanhu ngaona vakaunganidzwa na President Chamisa. Hanzi mabvuku kwedu kuye ZANU takapedza nayo kare and ZANU kunana mabvuku ZANU kutokanganwa. ZANU-PF will never regain seat yemabvuku. Hanzi Nero anovaremera iye isimbi inogera dzimwe. Nelson Chamisa chibaba cheche ndo chibaba, ukanzwa uchinzi chibaba chibaba chacha. Saka manda kutarirai kuti musarwe nehana maZimbabweans, musatya. Ndakanzwa mwana kuti MDC yakutorwa naDouglas, MDC Alliance. Ndakati aiwa ngatiendei kuelection. Douglas Monzora waisa picture yake kuti MDC Alliance Monzora, toisa MDC Chamisa Alliance, toenda kuelection takadaro. Patakaenda kuelection takaenda tine MDC Alliance tine MDCT. 2005 takaenda tine MDC Mtambara tine MDC Tsvangirai. Saka you have got precedence, ladies and gentlemen. Apana chekuroesa hana. Monzora ngaise picture yake oti ndiye MDC Alliance. Uvati MDC Alliance Monzora kalongoti MDC Alliance. Isonga natoti MDC toti Chamisa kumberi. Vacha President Chamisa voisa picture yavo pa every member of parliament's photo. Tatopedza andimona uko kunonzi kusilenza mabonga dedi. Bonga robva ranyarara haricheme futi. Aiwa munzwa tinawo andimona. Ukazwa President Chamisa aitaura kuti guys, let's move forward. We are moving forward. Pakadzingwa ma members of parliament kuparliament uko vakanyora tsamba vana Monzora. I think YouTube is a network. I'm not sure. But YouTube is proving it's a network. And it more. Ladies and gentlemen, Bongarno nyarara. Ayo Bongarno nyarara you zana on. Vatotanga ukambena. Vakatanga ukambena musi wakapera ngoma Mike. Mazano akatanga ukambena musi wakapera my elections at 2018. Ndo pakatanga ukambena ZANU-PF. Pamakanzwa President Chamisa vachiti a leader haatarise next election ayo under a next generation. Saka patakapedza 2018 elections mazanu as YouTube is heavy on network yao iri kunetsa. Shocking news, brother Yuda ED want to exhume body Mugabe for rituals. Chinoi court has gave ruling. Yeah, Chinoi court I think it's a lower court. They can still, the Mugabes can still appeal to higher court and Supreme Court, eventually Constitutional Court. Saka kwese uko azi nyaya Juda Jonge uchatudza when not now mkoma Mike boss pakaurawa Juda pakaurawa inda ndiri kuchipinge ndanisiri kurimani. But with the information that I have nshango ya not blah 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 ndoitaura nyaya yacho one day. Okay, that sounds good Juda. Saka ndo nyaya iripo, ladies and gentlemen, and he has written his account of what took place. You guys should probably collaborate. My comments actually go YouTube agari. Saka I can't see them. Job, this YouTube channel tadziza Zakawanda. Thank you so much. Unity Dash. So ladies and gentlemen, nyaya tikutaura panapa ndeye appointment. What we are discussing here today live on YouTube. Muna Mkoma Shapiro, Shepherd Yuda nai dotisangana ineni chizvarwa cheZimbabwe. I'm proud to be Zimbabwean, but you know I'm ashamed of my government. That is all that I always come teach you guys to say, look, I'm proud to be a Zimbabwean. I'm a proud Zimbabwean, but what I'm ashamed is of my government. Some people were talking about Emerson Mnangagwa. Vanongachibvunza kuti mudhara ana advisor. His inability to orient himself with the reality is shocking. It makes people, if you look at Mnangagwa, he is going solo. He looks like he doesn't have anyone who advises him on governance, on policies of governance. He is like a man going solo. Pane one picture ndaona ya ED akamira pamsoro pe ka red carpet Kangweda fokona kadiki Air Force. You know, people were asking, what are the relevance of that small red carpet? Pangumiswa mdara ega. Ndikati ndo kunonzi kuleka orientation. He's not orientating himself with the reality mdara. How can a whole president perform duties of a mere minister? If you look at commissioning of buses, that should be delegated to a minister. This is the reason why there is minister of transport. And I don't know what his duty is all about. If a minister of transport cannot receive buses from Belarus, only president of Zimbabwe is receiving buses from Belarus or China. This is not the first time Zimbabwe received buses from China. If you still remember very well, kuma 2000 chakutu 2005 ikoko kaive mabhazi ainzi mafaul. Those buses came from China. Another nambona Mugabe even a day receiving those buses, and those buses did not last in Zimbabwe. They were coming from China. Ainzi mafaul buses, FAWL. Mabhazi aita akafamba akarwa pothole, boom, zvatopera. Azotopedza edition hapana imwe nyaya. Zvatopera. Atakarova pothole, boom, mabhazi aya ainzi mafaul. Raibva ratomira robva ratonyora kuti no road. Harichatofambi rauda kutorekwa kuenda kuanulokwa kumagaraji. It's not the first time that we have seen buses coming to Zimbabwe. Ukatarisa ndakataura mumwe munhu ndikati, this is the problem if you have got a government that does not invest in science and technology. Unfortunately, we have got a government that invests in youth militia, a government that invests in buying uniforms for militias to go and bludgeon parents in rural homes, a government that is bent, or a government that buys mboma, baton sticks for youth militias to go and bludgeon mothers, fathers, other relatives in the rural areas. The government that only buys, that increases baton sticks to the police, not a salary, to go and bludgeon people in the Harare Central business district. So we have got a government that has got a that does not prioritize the needs of Zimbabweans. Because this issue of buses, honestly, it shows that Mnangagwa, he lacks advisors. Mnangagwa, he doesn't orientate himself with reality. If he does that, you will see that this issue of 50 buses coming to Zimbabwe is not an issue that the whole nation will celebrate, because this does not help the whole nation at all. They are saying we are trying to solve transport blues which they created. Zimbabwe has got enough taxis, enough combis, enough buses to service Harare, but they removed them to favor the business of his wife, because these buses belongs to his wife, and it has been stated in that audit to say my Mnangagwa is buying buses. You understand? So it's a family business that they disadvantage or in other businesses in our country. So that is bad precedent. That Mnangagwa, this is why I'm saying his inability to orient himself with the reality is costing lives in Zimbabwe, is costing business in Zimbabwe. Because once you go to work early and when you knock off late, the economy will stop. The economy won't work under such conditions. And I don't know why they don't advise him. It is campaigning mode. It was 2023 because he has got the results for 2018, and he knows the new crop of youngsters who are coming in, who have never worked in Zimbabwe, who have never even earned a salary, who are itching to see themselves in jobs, to see themselves working earning a salary, driving their own car, getting married, taking money to go and get married, have children, have a family, send those kids to school. So most of these youngsters now, they see no future under ZANU-PF. They see no future under ZANU-PF. So as a result, Mnangagwa knows what is coming, what is ahead of him. This is why you see he started campaigning soon after 2018 elections. Unfortunately, his campaign is not going anywhere. As realities, life realities are let me say life problems are becoming a reality on a daily basis. And the hardship that the youth are facing on a daily basis. But my youth in Zimbabwe, they don't even know what a pay slip is. Thank you, Lemmy. They don't even know what a pay slip is. They don't know They don't know it. They don't know an income. They don't know difference between Friday and Saturday, Sunday and Monday. They don't know the differences because they've never been to work. Monday to Friday, ndaimukira kusendizoka manheru saka Saturday ndirombombira chimboenda kana rinenge ridhere kumbowachawo mainform chimboona mafriends hausina kuona the whole week. You see, thanks Kobe, ED out, Chamisa in. So this is why you see that we've got a president who, or Zimbabwe is under the leadership of a person who doesn't orient himself with all this reality that we are discussing about on this live on YouTube today. So if you see a whole president officially opening a mortuary, achita joke iran sound, uranatanga kupinda imo mundompa 15,000. A president who praised America for giving him real money, but tomorrow goes live on Facebook telling the whole world on ZBC TV that he has got the strongest currency in SADC. That is strongest currency. When he receives American dollars, he goes to the same people and say, look, we got the real money. That means he was admitting that the Zimbabweans are using paper, fake money. So they are just taking goods from the people, paying them with the papers, printing papers, and say, this is money, which is not money. When he got real money from America for Cyclone Idai, he acknowledged it. That, look, I got real money from America. He went on to dance in front of people, dancing, to say, oh, America gave us real money. Oh, Queen Elizabeth wrote me a letter. You know, I understand. Protocols, like if there is a disaster in Zimbabwe, the whole world, you know, chairman is zvatinongoita kuAmerica. Vana Queen vanonyora matsamba. Queen Elizabeth has got nothing to do with the governance. He has got totally nothing to do with the governance. He's just the owner of those, the owner of these islands you call the kingdom. She's the owner. She's not a president or a prime minister. In the event that panext dopa fiwa, kana nyika yakamboti ndeyangu kwafiwa, andobata maoko. Saka hazvifani kunakidza munhu anozviti mukuru wenyika otapirirwa nekubatwa maoko otaura kuti ndafiirwa kunobatwa maoko. But ukamubvunza nhasi ED, how many people died in Chimanimani? He has got no statistics. He doesn't know how many people were there, how many died and how many left in Chimanimani. He is a person claiming to be a president. Come 2023, Zimbabweans are expected to make a decision. This is the time you guys must make a decision. And you that went with the Kananeni in the chat of diaspora vote, I was motivated by the issue of Zambia is a motivation. President who was running their country, they asked themselves, do we deserve this rubbish? Edgar Lungu is an alcoholic. One day he was inspecting guard of honor and he collapsed. God doesn't like such type of people. Apana singa namata asina kuverenga Bible. kuti Mwari haatombodi vanhu vakadaro so. Unoenda kubasa wakadhakwa. Mulungu akadonha akadhakwa pamberi paredi pamberi pemasoja akapfeka uniform. Negods. Akaguta masese. Andinoona. Saka Zambians there to reflect, like what I'm urging Zimbabweans today. It's time to reflect, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, reflect. You guys must reflect. Is this the type of government that the Zimbabweans want? Is this the type of leader that the Zimbabweans want, who goes on to officially open a bridge kanoti mabhasikoro haapesane? The whole president kunowaridza red carpet ikuku. Kugadzira KV road akutoisa red carpet otofamba achinzi ndagadzira road ndivhoterei. Andinoona. That is not the type of president or leader Zimbabwe deserve. Zimbabwe deserve better than this. This is why you see in Zambia they reflected. Munhu chidhakwa basa kwacho achinzi president akadhakwa. Vanhu vakangoda kuti tafa nenzara anotuma masoja kunorova, anotuma mapurisa kunorova vanhu vaingorohwa mara mulusaka kupa vanhu vachabhudhakiwa vachinopondwa vachirohwa nalungu. Zambians reflected. Until when? This is what is lacking in Zimbabweans. We don't reflect. So this is why I said family units are very important. Sit down as family members. Muri vanhu vemhuri imwe chete, garai pasi, sanganai kana pamanhamo, sanganai kana pamuta Christmas paya, bvunzanai kuti paChristmas panapa tiri kudyei. Kana pari panhamo bvunzanai kuti iwe wauya nei, uyu wauya nei, uyu wauya nei. Kutadza kuunza chinhu one iwewe chichiri kukonzera kudaro iZANU-PF. Saka moramba here muri under the leadership of ZANU-PF, a political party that made you fail in life. Ukaona vana vari kufamba nema Rolls Royce, vari kutenga ma-private jets. Iwewe vana vako kana kumombe chaiko chaiko, kana mombe dzacho hamuchina, makapedza kutengesa kuti muwane mutenge chikafu. Kunorima kumunda uri kupuwa 5 kg yembeu, ndio vari kunzi tivhotere nayo. 2023 uri kunzi tikupa 2 kg yeshuga ne2 liters mafuta, just to spoil your life forever. Andinoona. Nusaka ndinoona kuti ukanzwa kana president wenyika achienda pamberi penyu vanhu achikomishina a public toilet, commissioning a mortuary netuma bridge tusina nebasa rese, those are not presidential duties. That person lacks orientation of reality. What 𝗖𝗽𝗯𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗃 Mnangagwa is doing has totally nothing to do with the president's office. When you vote a president, you are voting a premier, a person who should ensure that policies are set in a country and the country move forward. Azano yakaenda na Bob varipa vaja mathags ndo chokwadi. Ndosaka vari kuona vari kuchemera kuti pamwe vakafukura Mugabe, pamwe zvingaita zvavari kufungidzira zvingaita. It's unfortunate that Mugabe is dead. His brains are dead. His policies are dead. No matter how much they might want to go and excavate or exhume Mugabe from his grave, that will never change Zimbabwe economy. Vakamisa mbuya Nanda chidhori chachiya vakaita sabhahari, but it never changed zvese zvatiri kutaura kuti mudhara chidhori chambuya Nanda chiya, it never changed. So Zimbabweans, let's be curious. Why I was talking regarding some people, especially Varakash. Ndopanoona pandara tikati idi Varakash ari kuvanyima kuita maambassador, kuvanyima these positions. Opuwa 1 loaf rechingwa nekashuga kekupima kaya netumafuta tokupima netumatemba otoenda kunodya zvake, upenyu hwake hwatorarama. Next anozomirira next election. Saka havana kuda kuziva kuti sei ukada kutarisa kwanzwa kuti hanzi kwaita madefections kubva kuMDC, vanotarisa kuti hanzi vanhu vabva kuMDC chamisa. ZANU-PF pese painotaura it doesn't recognize Douglas Monzora. Monzora is recognized by Herald only. This is where they write to Herald with a leader of the largest opposition MDC Alliance, Douglas Monzora. Herald inomupa largest followers. Herald vakakangana kuti pavakamupa harvest house vakamupa chii vakakangana kumupa the hearts of the people. Chamisa carries the hearts of the people. This is why if you see every time when defections happen, they talk about Nelson Chamisa. These defectors have joined MDC, have joined ZANU-PF from MDC Chamisa. They don't talk about Monzora because they know they failed to give him hearts of the people. They failed to give him supporters. So Monzora becomes irrelevant in the discussion of politics. And imona ndosaka muchiona ZANU-PF pese painochema inongochema ichiti Chamisa. Ndachiseka mune rimwe gurupu nhasi anga achitaura zvekutakurwa kwemarara muHarare zvikanzi MDC yarana councils for 21 years. That MDC yamutaura ndeipi? Zvikanzi Chamisa. Zvikanzi Chamisa. Ndikati Monzora haasi MDC here? Zvikanzi achitaura zveMonzora panapa kutaura Chamisa. Ndikati wani Monzora anga ari secretary general weMDC, mudi kumbotaura nezvaMonzora? Zvikanzi nono tutaura Chamisa. But when it comes kudazi Chamisa haana party, Chamisa haana chii, Chamisa haana head office, Chamisa chii. But kana vakutaura zvekutakurwa kwemarara havachataure kuti ndiMonzora ari in charge neHarare City Council. Akati makanselas ndeangu ese aifungidzira kuti haasi ake akavaita recall. But kana vakutaura zvekutakurwa kwemarara muHarare vanenge vakutaura Chamisa. And munoona varakashi. This is why you see even Mnangagwa cannot appoint them to anything. He reconnected. He network ichatidzosera kuFacebook. I didn't want to go back to Facebook. Chamisa ndizo exactly. So ZANU-PF doesn't understand that when you talk about Chamisa, you are not talking about the man himself. You are talking about the people of Zimbabwe, because he is the choice of the people. And the saka ukataura Chamisa, wataura isusu, wataura maZimbabweans in general. And ukataura Nero, the same applies. Saka panonzi marara anakutakurwa, they talk of Nero. Panonzi the leader of opposition, they talk of Alzani Monzora. So you find with munhu asina party, asina ma-MP, asina ma-councillors, anongomira akati ndinonzi Chamisa hangu. Kuti anozotakura marara akamira sani. Handiti vaona kuti vaChamisa vachatakura marara vakamira sani. Saka ZANU-PF is in a state of shock. It's a confused entity where they do not understand who is in charge of MDC. When they talk of Chamisa. They never speak about Douglas Monzora. They never write about Monzora. When they talk of members of parliament, they say they belong to Monzora. When they talk of councillors, they say they belong to Monzora. When they talk of kutakura kwemarara kurutadzwa neHarare City Council, they talk of Chamisa. Vanenge vachitaura kuti haana party. In 2023, ZANU-PF started campaigning day one after elections. When they started shooting people, they started campaigning for 2023. So isusu we hold them to account. Tinovabvunza maiti quality health maapapi nehealth, maiti ngwedza nyika yese maapapi nemagetsi, maiti bond note or RTGS is 1:1 neUnited States dollars maapapi neeconomics. Saka isusu we just go to them with the questions to ask kuti maapapi neizvi, maapapi nezvozvo. Instead ndakaona hanzi vakataura vakati motikari dzese dzine ma10 years asichabvumirwi kupinda muZimbabwe. Hanzi kana pane motikari 10 year old havachaidi muZimbabwe. Ndikati alright, but takashamisika maZimbabweans were shocked recently. Kwakunzi hanzi Trumisaida Chamisa is us. Yes. Semagetsi amawanda anonzi soda uyu akandikundikana havana chavanoziva. This is why you see they are appointing MDC people into positions now. Kuti huyaiwo musairambwi hure musairambwi akazviti iye ihure ukatarisa akatoprinta matishets akanzi hure akati neniwo ndiri hure animona saka paitaura neniwo ndiri hure vanhu vanga vasingazivi kuti musairambwi ari kuti ihure pakudii. No, they know kuda kuti viringa but tiri mberi kwavo naChamisa. Thank you so much. Vanhu vanga vasingazivi kuti paakati matishets ake Priscilla akaprinta akanzi neniwo ndiri hure vanhu havana kuzati hure pachii. Aitokutaura paipai kuti inini ndiri sellout panapa. Andiona vanhu munge muchiri hure remabato vanhu havana kunzwisa vanhu vaifa kuti hure resex but tazoona kuti harisi hure resex ranga riri hure repolitics rekuti nhasi agara naKupi ajamba agara naTsvangirai ajamba aenda apo agara naED. Vanhu pavambotaura vaiti girlfriend yaED vanhu vaizviramba. I think by today vanhu vakujoinidza madot kuti paite cuboid kuti chii chiri mukati handiti maona. Details imaging ladies and gentlemen this week pakabuda news dzakati kuti Nick Mana akaonekwa akagara muchitima 73 chine 53 years old. Nick Mangwana was seen boarding a train that is 53 years old. Surprisingly, Zimbabwe government, they are removing cars. They are not allowing cars older than 10 years to enter Zimbabwe. But they have recommissioned a train 53 years old to ply Harare routes. So you wonder, wonders never cease. Ladies and gentlemen, ZANU-PF never cease to amaze. And takatoona government officials vakatokwira chitima ichocho chine 53 years that is plying Harare routes. Anditi mona ameno kuti zvinombofambiswa sei negovernment yeZimbabwe. Pakaipa, ladies and gentlemen, hurumende yenyu yamunoti hurumende yeZimbabwe, that is not government for the people. Asi Priscilla hure chairo haana basa uyo tomuziva kubvira kare akauraisa Mudhara Mushonga. Something that I had even forgotten about it. Kuti Mudhara Mushonga anzi akafa achitsondwa musoro because of Priscilla Misairambwe. Zvakaoma, ladies and gentlemen. Anzi anombofunga here ED kana he just go there and waffle. Anzi kana anongoenda onowafula zvakawanda. The other issue, ladies and gentlemen, yandaida kutaura, let's be wary of Jonathan Moyo. Inini zvangu, I don't like the man. I don't hate him. Kuti ane musoro uri disabled. No. Ndane musoro wakaita sei. I don't hate musoro wake, but I hate pfungwa dzake. 2008, he stood as independent member of parliament for Sholosho. Aka MDC got agreement naye kuti they were not going to field any other wina constituents iyoyo akabva atanga kudhotera vanhu musoro. Until now ari kudhotera vanhu musoro. Vanhu vatotaura kanzi musatuka Jonathan Moyo, musaita seti kati. What is Jonathan Moyo's relevance kuZimbabwe? Akaisa mutemo yanzi ana Posa. I'm a victim of Posa. Akaisa mutemo yana aipa iya akaisa mutemo zvimwe zvazviri draconian just to suppress the people of Zimbabwe. What you see today, most of our suffering was crafted by none other than Jonathan Moyo. Saka mbomirai kuti nyaudza Jonathan Moyo akazoita sei, Jonathan Moyo akazoita sei. Handitodi kunzwa nezva Jonathan Moyo. I'm so sorry to say, ladies and gentlemen. I can talk to Walter Mzembe. I can talk to other former ZANU-PF people, but unfortunately, I'm not comfortable talking to Jonathan Moyo. Saka vaya vanokuda kuti musazodai muri kuti nyaudza naye. Hanzi ukada kuona City of Harare yakachitrena ana mahobho vayo vaitrenwa I think nemauto here saka munhu akaenda kuita July Moyo minister home affairs here kana kuti wezvedzimba kana kuti ameno the minister way anchazivi akaenda iye kuita official opening municipal traffic police launch, but kana zvakuya kuservice delivery aumuone minister anonzi Moyo who is responsible for service delivery in Harare, who is responsible for signing budgets Harare City Council kuti oraita ona amuda mari enda government Harare City Council kuda so much kuti vaite zvakati upowa mari. He has refused to sign mapepa ekuti City of Harare ipuwe mari, mapepa aungane, vanozoti meya atadza, makanselors atadza, ari minister ari kutadza na president ari kutadza. Municipalities ese ari under a ministry government, saka ari under the president. Saka kufeila kwe City of Harare, kufeila kwe government. Saka it's known. I think that isusu Harare, City of Harare, he ran better than a government. Because kana government yakatadza for 41 years, how do we expect City of Harare to run efficiently for 21 years? Iyo isina government approval. And because it is an entity that is controlled by the government, a failing government. And City of Harare is not a government on its own, but it falls under a government. So the failures of City of Harare are the failures of government. Saka mukaona makanselors anozoiswa na MDC, they are just there for check and balance. Notoranzi vanosvika paipa vakati government takuita zvatoda, havabvumirwe kuita zvavanoda varume vaya. Town clerks ese anenge achiemployiwa from ZANU-PF. Munhu zvagigirirwa mudenga, mwana wangu amene vanenge vachiita sei. So ladies and gentlemen, zvinhu zvinoshamisa. Takadaidza Boris, kati Boris yauone chitima chakatengwa na Ian Smith ndo chaitwa recommissioned nhasi muZimbabwe kuti chakutakura vanhu. Hanzi pakanyorwa warning kuti vari kupinda imomo, please ngwarirai nyoka nemago because chitima ichane makore mwaka chisingafambi. I don't know the people in Harare kuti Harare Bulawayo train yanga ichiri kufamba here, Harare Mutare train dzachiri kufamba here. Ndimungatotitaurira nyika 21st century, ladies and gentlemen, nyika isina chitima, Zimbabwe. Ayayayaya, inini zvangu ndati Mwari ndatopa ndingani dzakuZimbabwe. Pane imwe video yatakaona ndimboita week roundup yandakaona Idi Mnangagwa achibuda paZTV. I think he has rolled on that. Kuti akati averenga ambomira averenga. Ndakanzwa akubvunza journalist ndotangisa here pane bandambomira. So rehearsing in front of a television is someone daft. Ameno ukuthi mazimba munomboshamisa sei. We need change of leadership in our country. We need change of government. We need a new leader to move Zimbabwe forward. Because naturally they were born vari madofu, haukwanisi kumuchinja kuti azoita munhu ari intelligent kana kuziva, kana asingazive munhu haazivi. This is the reason why you see Zimbabwe government is forcing people to be vaccinated. The issue of medication, the government, iwewe kana wakavaccinatwa, inini ndisina kuvaccinatwa, I am not putting you in any danger because iwewe you are vaccinated. But ipapo, when you are vaccinated, inini ndisina kuvaccinatwa, there is nowhere I am putting you on danger because you are vaccinated, you are protected against COVID, whilst I am not protected against. So the issue of vaccination goes by consent. It goes by consent. Kana iwewe wabvuma kuti wakurapwa, you admit kuti you need treatment or you need to be vaccinated, unoenda unovaccinatwa. But there is no government that must force people to get vaccinated. Because kana munhu asina kuvaccinatwa, iye ndiye anofa. Vayuda, takuda kubaiwa Jackson iri moda here kana ndisingade ndoti handidi, kana ndichoti ndoda ndobayiwa, not kuti hanzi unouya kuzondimanikidzira kuti bayiwa. Why? Andinoona ndopa muri kuona vanhu vakuramba. Hanzi down to the people who are in Zimbabwe, please make it happen. Zimbabwe government definitely need a new government. Zimbabwe definitely needs a new government. Saka treatment must be by consent, not by command. Command treatment, command agriculture, command ZUPCO, command and so forth. That doesn't work in Zimbabwe. Command agriculture failed. We saw it failing. Command this and that failed. So this command vaccination will fail as well. I'm not saying people should not be vaccinated, but I am a vaccinated person. But being vaccinated does not mean that you are not going to be infected with COVID virus. I was infected by COVID virus, but I am fully vaccinated. I went to hospital 10 days. Failing to breathe, terrible headache, chills, fever, a lot of symptoms that I were coughing, non-stop coughing. I couldn't even talk over the phone. Couldn't even do live on Facebook. And in the morning. So guys, the command vaccination, it must be stopped. People must be vaccinated willingly. Kana uchida uno vaccinated kana usingade uregera. Andimwa kugara chimwa mvura pamwe ndo vaccine racho. Andimona. Saka ndopana chitaura ndakaudza someone ndikati uri kuona problem ine Zimbabwe ndiye kuti for instance Zimbabwe iri kutenga mabhazi akagadzirwa kudhara. Ari kuya akagadzirwa kudhara. That means those job buses are not going to create jobs. But network yekunoku inonetsa. Kamira mira yomboenda. Dai yarega undidzosera kuFacebook naye. Saka ladies and gentlemen, ndakataura ndikati vananiki mangwana vanombo understand about investment, especially in human resources. They were busy investing on youth militias. Vachitenga njombo, vachitenga zviuniform zvemagreen bomba, mabande, mabaton stick ekunorovesa vanhu. Vachienda kunovachengeta 6 months vachivadrilla into that barbaric methods. Vari kuinvesta into coach building. Zvitima zvamuri kuona zvamuti mabullet trains zviri kumhanya zvemunana UK, China kupi. Zviri kuvakwa nevana veZimbabwe vari kunana China. Zviri kuvakwa nevana veZimbabwe vari muno. Njanji dzamuri kuona dziri kugadzirwa nana Vuka Zimbabwe. Ndo vari kugadzira njanji muno muUK, maZimbabweans. Andimona. Our government does not invest in science and technology. They invest in violence. They invest in youth militias. They invest in training the youth to go and bludgeon on people. They don't train the youth to go and build these coaches. They don't train the youth to go and build njanji. They don't train the youth to go and pick the rubbish that you see in Harare for recycling. Most of it is plastic. And the plastic is recycled everywhere in the world. Unoona Harare yakanunira nemaplastic. Ekuti unogona kunhonga uzadza kana matina emadrinks aya akanunira muHarare. Kuti nedzimwe nyika dzinenge dzikatarisa marara aya ari muHarare, wondoti okumana mananga anowira kusina hari. Zvinorecycliwa zviya, zvimatini zviya zvinotorwa zvobikwa patsva zvogadzirwa matini zvodzokera futi kunoita madrinks. Zvigubhu zviya zvinotorwa zvomeurwa zvogadzirwa mamaplastic things, zvimwe kana matoyi evana zvinorecycliwa zvinhu zviya zviya. Maplastic anorecycliwa. Mapepa munoona makadhibhokisi akadibvwa akaraswa muHarare anorecycliwa. But we don't have a government that invests in science and technology to ensure that we recycle those things. Mabhonzo chaiwo todya enyama amuri kukanda anorecycliwa mabhonzo. Kunonzi kuita sei kugayiwa, kugadziswa makapu, kugadziswa chii. Maplastic aya muri kuona anoraswa anochigadziswa maplates, anogadziriswa makapu, anoenda kumamisha vanhu vachimwa maheu, imo muHarare vanhu munwira madrinks. Andimona. So it's pathetic. that a Harare Harare chai Marara Harare, they are too rich for any other country. You can get rich from Marara Harare. Vanhu ngavanonge magaba anongonhonga magaba oti bhokisi rese pound wotora urecycle. Vanorova maplastic aiwoya nawo yanga yakutondikata hanzi connect what saka problem network yekuyoutube looks bad, very bad indeed. Saka ndonyaya yati kutaura yekuti marara arimo, they are rich. In South Africa ndo mararamiro ezvibonda recycling, but in Zimbabwe we don't have a government. We should be recycling all the plastic that you see in Harare, all the boxes that you see in Harare, all the cans that you see in Harare, they should be recycled. But the problem is that hatina government, so we can't recycle them. Anobaita marara in Zimbabwe. Imagine 10 years to come, the marara mnenge maita sei if we don't change government. Because ukanapa 2018, but after 2018, that is ZANU-PF yakarova pasi. By now, Harare ngarema kuona zvaitaurwa naMutsvanga kuti nyika inotongwa for 41 years auone skyscraper muchivakwa building. My investors, they are shunning to come to Zimbabwe because there is economical instability. Naiseka munhu anga achinyora panapa mupana anonzi mudiwa Hudu anga achinyora achiti saka ndobudireko muZimbabwe, maChina they are coming here for a living. Vanhu vari kuna Russia varoya kuti halai noida kupinda munyika muno for a living. Saka I think I'm missing certain point yekuti why can't I invest in my country. Ndaseka zvangu ndikati problem yake haana kumbogara imwe nyika. Dai akambogara nyika dzakaita sana United Kingdom ainzwisisa kuti zvakaita network yanetsa guys. Regai nditi bla bla ndibva ndapedza 1 hour 20 minutes anaenda kufacebook. Tosangana kufacebook because zvanetsa network yanetsa pa. Saka you find kuti vanhu vanouya kuZimbabwe kuya otherwise ndine a very good example. Pane mwe murungu aive kunoko akatotengesa imba yake akaenda kuZimbabwe. Ndakabvunza chii chauri kuendera kuZimbabwe. Saka ndakaona kune opportunity kuti vanhu variko vanoswera vakapfeka madhende vari mumakomba vachifukura goridhe. With the 50p anokupa chibowo chegold chaunouya kwaya kuno kuUK ukachitengesa unoisa 12,000 pounds. Saka I will better sell my house, go buy all that gold, bring it to UK, sell it. House yandatengesa nhasi ndikanotenga gold randiri kuona kuZimbabwe ndikauya naro kunoko ndotenga dzimba 2-3 indakatengesa 1. Saka you see, this is why they go there. Vanoenda vakabata mari yavo vachinotenga vodzoka votengesera kuno voinvesta kuno. They don't invest in Zimbabwe. And Marwan. Saka ladies and gentlemen, my network pa YouTube panapa it's a bit bad. Saka ndakuenda ndongonomhoresa vanhu vari kuFacebook ndovataura kuti let's all shift, let's go to YouTube account because from today onwards handichakwanisi kuita malive on Facebook, ndakuya kuYouTube. Andimona. Saka ndoti for tonight, enjoy your day. Tizosangana kupi ku YouTube, kuFacebook anditika. Thanks lads. Yes. Stop live.